Welcome back to Fox and Friends. He's known for his tough spending cuts to tackle Florida's $4 billion debt crisis, but Governor Rick Scott seems to be losing some popularity there. The governor joins us from D.C. to talk about that and much more. Nice to see you this morning, Governor.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am doing well, and I want to see how you're doing. Let's throw up your current approval ratings right now from Quinnipiac, and this is a poll showing you at 35%. And comparing that right now to President Obama, if you look at his current Gallup poll numbers, right around 46%. He's beating you by 11 points right now. You're doing worse than the president. I guess, is it all because you're making some people angry down there in Florida, Governor?
Well, you know, it's tough. I mean, everybody wants you to spend more money. We can't. I walked into a $3.8 billion budget deficit, so I've got to watch how we spend our money. To get our economy going, I've got to make sure that we reduce taxes, not increase taxes. So I'm making the tough decisions. It'll pay off. It's like when you do anything, you make the tough decisions. People aren't as happy, but when they see the results, and in our case, we're going to get our jobs going. We've had good success so far. Our unemployment's gone from 12% in December down to 11.1%. But we still have 1 million people out of work, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce the cost of government, the size of government, and I'm going to reduce taxes.
You know, you've taken some heat. You've taken some heat not only from Democrats, but also some Republicans who said it seems like you're starting to take some steps to fix your image a little bit. Of course, you backed off some of the sharp cuts in state funding for developmentally disabled, as well as opposition to that prescription monitoring database. What do you have to say about that? Is it an attempt by you to shore up your image, or?
Sure. You know what happened on the developmentally disabled? We care about that group. What happened is I walked in, and that agency's $174 million over budget. My choice was to let them run out of money and no services, or reduce provider costs until we got the House and the Senate to fund it. Took them about 3 weeks. They finally did, so now we can do that. But we've got to figure out how to spend that money to take care of more people. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
And as you know, we've got a significant pill mill issue in Florida.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're doing a law enforcement. I've got a strike force with the Attorney General, and we're going to crack down from the physician side. And so that's what we're doing. So we're doing the right things for Floridians.
Okay.
But you know, right now my focus is I've got 5 days left in session is to reduce taxes. And reduce the business taxes and reduce property taxes.
You say you're doing right by Florida citizens, and there are, again, more criticism being heaped your way, Governor, about Transocean. Of course, the BP oil spill and your decision to not. Can I get you on the record as to why you decided to not do that?
You know, Florida's damages are economic damages, not personal injury. That lawsuit is a personal injury lawsuit. So our issue is with BP, not with Transocean. So we are working with BP. If we don't reach a settlement, I'm going to be very aggressive to make sure we get taken care of. But if we don't, but that was a personal injury lawsuit. Yeah. We have no involvement in that.
Okay. Okay. Glad to get you on the record on that. I want to get you on Amtrak as well. Of course, turning down that big rail money in Florida for that railroad, I believe, from Orlando to Tampa. Now, Amtrak stepping forward, a company that hasn't made a profit in nearly 40 years. And last year, 2010, we're looking at the numbers, $1.3 billion they lost. They want some of this money. What do you say to Amtrak?
Well, I represent the taxpayers of Florida. That project that they wanted us to do, we would have been responsible for the cost overruns. And remember, I'm walking into a $3.8 billion budget deficit already. I'm not raising taxes. I'm never going to raise any taxes. So it was going to be cost overruns, the operating costs, just like Amtrak, lose money every year. And then if we ever had to shut it down, we had to give the money back to the federal government. We're not doing projects like that. That's a typical project where the federal government gives us money with all these strings attached.
All right, Governor Rick Scott joining us this morning on Fox and Friends. Always great to see you. Thanks so much for your candor and sharing part of your Sunday with us. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot.